Our theme song's been in my head for like the entire weekend, Joe.
And I even sent you the full version of it.
Yeah. I played it for my daughter Ava.
Oh
You know,
God.
she's 13. You know, 13-year-olds, they hate everything, right?
Uh-huh.
She goes, Dad, that was so cringe. It's the life that we chose.
It's just the excerpt that we're using just for the beginning of the show, you know?
And I told her it was AI generated, and she was like, "No." Like we old folks can't use AI, right, Joe?
Yeah. Jonathan Bettis in the house. Good morning. And we got Matt Gomez joining us. Good morning, guys. How's it going?
What's the exact number of followers or subscribers do we have right now? It's weird.
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Gotta look on our page here.
Like, seriously, we got to get this done. Get to 2,500 this week.
Let's see. What are we on right now? I forgot. I signed out of everything. I had to sign back in. There we go. 2,490, I believe.
All right. I'm going to turn on the light real fast. 1 second.
Yeah.
The one of choice.
What happened at the bingo?
Oh, we'll start off with that, Joe. We'll start off with that.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
Yeah, that's a theme song that has truly grown on me. My name is Micah Bettis. That's Joe Garcia. Over the weekend, I'm just humming the song, Area 210.
Have you showed that to Chica?
Yeah, she has seen it. She has seen it. My daughter, my 13-year-old, was like, "That's so cringe, Dad. How could you have that as a theme song to your podcast?" And then Chica's like, "Why do you even have a theme song?" And the answer is, why not? That's exactly what I said.
Why not?
It is a Monday. We talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia here. Typically, we start at 10 a.m., but I apologize for being a few minutes late. I was on a work call that went a little bit long, but we'll make up for it. Again, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. It was a fantastic weekend, Joe. 2 days of relaxing. Chica did a fantastic job. I was working in San Antonio, drove back to Conroe. Chica took care of all the cleaning before I got back. We were going to clean all day Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
She took care of it all, so we got to chill out and relax this past weekend.
You did all the driving. She was the passenger princess?
Oh, no. She was here doing her thing. She was
okay.
Getting the house all organized because she said that she wanted to have Saturday and Sunday to ourselves. So we had a date night on Saturday, and we went to bingo, Joe.
Yeah.
So, Chica and I were watching movies and whatnot over the weekend, and she goes, "I want to get out of the house." I'm like, "All right, cool. So let's go to bingo." So we go to this bingo hall in Houston. Dude, that place was nice. It was a fancy bingo hall, and they had 10 games, 7 of them for $1,000 and 3 of them for $1,500. And we're eating there. Very good food, by the way. We get down to it all. We're on like the 5th or 6th game, and I don't know if you've played bingo recently, Joe. The days of the daubers going boom, 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 boom.
They're gone, bro.
They're gone, dude. It's all electronic. You're given these computers that have dozens of games on them. I'm in a hall with about 200 people in there. Chica and I are making friends with the people at our table, and it lights up. Like it gives you it makes a sound and lights up when you're down to just one number. And earlier in the day, I had gotten down to 1, but then next ball called out. I did not win. Here, I'm looking at one, and I'm noticing one of my cards is doing very well. And I'm like, man, I only need 3 now. And then the next number was called, I only need 2 now. And then the next number was called, I only need 1 now. And my game starts going off, right?
Yeah.
And if you've ever gone to bingo, when they call the number, the next number that's going to be called appears on the screen. And I looked up and I said, I need 59. And then I looked up at the screen and I saw 59, like as the next number being called. And he's calling a current ball. And I'm thinking to myself, please no one scream bingo. I mean, that would just be my luck, right? Seeing my winning number right there and someone calling bingo. But no one called bingo. And I just grabbed Chica and I was like, I won. And then they said, 59. And I was like, bingo. And I didn't know what to do. And then they came back and they checked my system. They're like, yep, that's the winning numbers. And long story short, I didn't know what to do. They're like, do I go? Where do I get the money? There I am with the winning computer there. And then I come back out and they come back with all this money. And they just start giving you dollar bill after dollar bill after dollar bill, right? So it was $1,000 jackpot. They gave me $950 because I kept 50 as a tip. But at the end of the night, though, Chica has this wads of 20s, and I'm like, Chica, where are these 20s coming from? She's joking with me. Oh, I worked last night. I was like, shut up, Chica. But that was the winning prize right there, and we're gonna take that money to Miami because we're gonna be in Miami, moving her daughter from Miami to Fort Lauderdale next this week. So it was exciting times, man. Exciting times at the bingo hall.
Yeah. What days are you going to be off this week? I know because you're moving over there.
I'm off this week, Thursday and Friday, and I believe Monday we're off because it's Labor Day on Monday.
Labor Day, damn right. I'm not working on Labor Day.
Mm-hmm. Sam Salinas reaches out and says, in San Antonio, we still use daubers because that's puro. The daubers. How you spell daubers? I'm pretty sure you got it right, man.
You know what? Maybe I'll go to the bingo hall. They got one just down the street from me, and me and my daughter like to play bingo, so we'll do that.
Now,
we could win some money for baby girl's wedding.
People were talking about my choice of wine. That's all they had. Okay, so at that particular place, they had nothing but wine, beer, or it was like you get a bucket of beer, like six beers, a bucket for like, it was like $25, something like that. But I really wasn't feeling beer, man. I didn't want to have that all heavy in my system. So Chico was like, I'll take some white wine or whatever it was we had. It was good. It wasn't bad. We had fun.
Yeah. And Joe, that was at the bingo hall?
That was at the bingo hall, man. It was good food. Yeah, so not bad. Not bad. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was busy, dude. I went out to PF Chang's, took baby girl out there, and she, I wanted to show her the outdoor area because she's trying to pick the venue where she's going to have her dinner after the wedding, to accommodate 40 people and whatnot, that we're going to be feeding and stuff. So she likes Asian and she liked PF Chang's. Yeah. So I took her out there, and of course, Sean hooked it up with giving us a good price for the dinner and whatnot. And she picked PF Chang's as her place where she just wants to have the family congregate and, have dinner after her wedding. So we're going to go ahead and hang out there. She did like the outdoor area, the patio area. So we'll probably do something out there. I'm going to talk more about it with Sean, but Sean was a gracious host. Thanks again for having us out there at PF Chang's. And I had me a Japanese old fashioned, man. Yeah. And then the lady next to me at the bar says, that looks like a good drink. I said, it is a good drink. A good one.
It came out all smoky, right? They
all smoky.
That thing? Yeah, that's badass. Joe, I was watching movies with Chica this weekend. Like I said, she took care of all the chores on Friday while I was working in San Antonio. Came back home. She wanted to watch these movies. I finally saw a movie that I had never seen before, but I've always seen the gifs of Jack Nicholson. I've always seen it on Netflix as available to watch. Just never watched it, dude. It's 20 years old. I finally watched The Departed for the first time.
What'd you think?
It's pretty good, dude. It was pretty.
They had
good.
That one scene in The Departed where everybody's shooting each other.
Yeah. Okay. So what's funny about that movie is that I was trying to figure out whether I liked the movie because it was a good movie, or did I like the movie because it had a lot of stars.
Had a lot of good actors.
The only thing I could think of is Ocean's 11. Remember when Ocean's 11 had all those stars? Yeah. And I was like, what is this, an Ocean's 11 type of mob movie, gangster
But only
movie?
Ocean's 11, the first one was the one that was good. After that, they kind of were
got lame. They got lame. I mean, they were watchable, but they got lame. Yeah. But you have The Departed with Jack Nicholson, you have Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg. You have a lot of celebrity along the way. Martin Sheen's in that movie, was a
Yeah.
good movie, dude. It was a good movie, but it took me a while for me to adjust my eyes because of all the stars that were in it. It was almost like it was too good to be true with all those actors in there, Joe.
Look at Mario Cavazos. He goes, Mike, you have time to become an ordained minister to marry Joe's daughter. It's funny though because my daughter is actually going to wind up getting married on the Riverwalk, and it's funny how that happened because I remember one time we were on a river barge. Just we hung out downtown, and I'm like with the kids and stuff, and I'm like, y'all want to get on the river barge? They're like, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and get on. I mean, why not, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
been a while. So we get on there and we make the bend around the river. And as we come around the river, we're looking at all the architecture and they're telling you about the city and all that kind of stuff. We're just having fun, enjoying the ride. And as we come around, we see this couple getting married, right? And they have that little heart-shaped island. They call it Love Island.
Yeah.
And I was kind of talking with my daughter, and I said, she's like, look, Dad. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I said, maybe one day you get married here. I said, it's kind of a nice area, And sure enough, I mean, look what happened. It's the irony in the things, just something that we just got on as a family to have fun with. And then we see somebody getting married, and lo and behold, I kind of mention it. And then that's the place that she chose where she wants to get married now. So I'm like, that's pretty cool,
Do y'all
Kind of
have a
full
date?
circle.
Do y'all have a
November the
date in mind?
4th. November the 4th.
This year?
Yes, year.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround, Joe.
Yeah. Well, my daughter is very traditional, so she didn't want to move in with her boyfriend or her fiance now until they were married. So
Well, not only are you going to be a proud father of a bride, Chica is going to be the proud mother of a groom because Chica's son got engaged over the weekend.
yeah,
Took his girlfriend to Zilker Park. Now, he graduated from UT with his undergrad. His fiance graduated from UT with her undergrad. She just got her master's from UT. He's getting his master's in December from Rice.
nice.
And they got to get engaged over there. They had the photos done and all that stuff. And it was so funny because I was talking to his fiance about it. And I've got to know her over the past year and a half as I've been dating Chica.
Yeah,
I asked her if she knew. Did you know that you were going to be proposed to? And she said that when her mom asked her to go get her nails done, do you want to go get a manicure? That's when she put two and two together. Oh my God, he's going to propose this weekend. Now she knew she was going to be proposed to at some point. They've been talking about getting married. They were looking at rings. So it's
for a
not like
while.
unheard
Yeah.
of. But when her mom asked her, "Do you want to go get a manicure?" She knew that was the cue. Why would she want to have her hands looking nice? So she put two and two together. She told her friends, "Yeah, I think I'm going to get proposed to this weekend." And lo and behold, it happened this weekend. So congratulations to Julian and Caitlin. That are going to be getting
There you
married.
go.
Probably not right away, though, man. It's probably going to be about a year and a half away. And everyone's on my case now going, no pressure. Eric Salinas from Spurs Twitter reaching out to me and saying, no pressure, Jimenez. No pressure. You and Chica, no pressure. Just saying, I'm not saying that there's pressure. Well, I'm not saying that there's no pressure.
I told my daughter too. I said, "Hey, I ain't in no hurry to be no grandpa." So I told her, enjoy life.
Oh, no,
Enjoy
man.
life, man. Enjoy life, because they're gonna be newly married, right? It's like enjoy life. There's no rush to have a kid. Like
Yeah.
you can enjoy going out together, like going to experience things and going on trips and just enjoying life. I mean, there's plenty of time to have kids. You don't have to do that right away.
Well,
That's what I was kind of telling her.
There's two schools of thoughts to it all, right? You could have this life where you live life into your 20s and you don't have kids until your 30s, right?
Yeah,
But by the time they leave and go off to college, you're like 60. Or some people have their kids early on so that they can be empty nesters by the time they're 45, by the time they're
Yeah.
48. Chica is an empty nester. She has two kids. Both of them are graduates of college already, right? So it's just one of those things where Chica's like is telling me right now. She's like, I'm in her early 40s, mid 40s. She's in her early 40s. She says, "Hey, I want to enjoy life now."
Oh, they're asking, "Are you divorced yet, MJ?" I'm like, "Yes, he is divorced.
I
What are you
am
talking
divorced,
about?
baby. You missed the news a
You
while
missed the
back.
boat." Look at this. Jeb Johnson says Mike makes love to pressure.
Damn straight. Pressure's my bitch.
Oh,
No shotgun winning, says Rafa. On either side, right?
yeah.
That's funny.
And they're getting you
Mario
all.
Mario says, "Not Mike, not to be a dick, but I don't think you're the best person for marriage advice. Just messing with you, brother.
Pinche Mario.
You know what's so funny though, because I talk to Chica about this all the time. Um, we are big fans of that comedian Ralph Barbosa.
Yeah.
That young, he's in his late 20s, Mexican American comedian from Dallas. He has this joke that says that he would never ever want to tell a woman to be in the kitchen. He would never ever want to tell a woman to cook
Make me
and
some
to clean,
sandwiches.
to cook or to clean or to do all these domestic stuff, right? He goes, but he wants a woman who thinks that.
No, God.
And Chica is very much a traditional person. She makes good income, good living. She has a very, very strong career, but she's really big in traditional roles. And it's interesting seeing how she's like, it's my job to do this. It's my job to do this. It's my job to do this. You do this and you do that. It's my job to go clean the garage. It's my job to go do this and the other, right?
Take care of the car, yard work,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
go get an oil change. Make sure it has gas. Go wash the car. Take out the trash, whatever. And she's like, I will cook meals.
Yeah.
I will clean the house. And it's like, I don't know. We have a good system going, and it's funny because there are some there's some guys who would be offended by her because she makes good money.
Yeah.
They'd be offended that she has a career that does that, right? That she can take care of herself and doesn't need you. And there's some women who get offended by the idea of, well, what do you mean that that's my job to do this around the house? So I'm not saying that, like Ralph Barbosa, I would not tell somebody to do that, but I like the fact that she does do that for me.
Yeah.
So it's a good relationship, man. It's fun, and my family gets along with her, and our family gets along, and her family gets along with me, and it's good. It's good. I mean, I get along very, very, very well with Chica's kid's dad, her ex-husband. I get along very well with him.
That's a little weird, man.
No, it's not, man. It was weird for me. It would have been weird for me before age 45, but at 48. It's kind of like, hey, I have kids too.
Look at Greg Cuestanuela. He says, tell your woman to get in the kitchen. Be a man.
Dude, she already there. I don't have to tell her. Dude, look, she has made me conchitas with picadillo and all that for lunch today. She set aside my snack trays of dude, you know what she did yesterday? And she does this all the time, but she did it again yesterday, which I thought was kind of funny. You ever go to HEB and you get like those trail mix, and they have like the big bag of trail mix, and there's like the tropical style, and then there's the heat style and all that stuff, right? She likes certain things, but she's like, well, it's too much of this or too little of this. So then she goes and she buys extra nuts and extra things, and she creates her own trail mix out of it.
Yeah.
She uses HEBs as a base, and then gets other nuts and puts it all together, and puts banana chips, and then puts them in baggies. I mean, she's all about meal prep. And no, she's good, dude.
You know who has a really good trail mix, by the way? Sam's Club, man. You go there and you buy it by the little box, and it's got everything in there already. I find that the quality of the snacks that they have is really good at Sam's. Like if you're buying it in bulk and you want something that's really good, like even the beef jerky that they have there, it's like the Members Mark brand, but it's like steak. They call it steak something. It's like little chunks of steak, and it's not like all hard and dehydrated like normal beef jerky. It's
I
like,
hate that. It gets stuck in my teeth and all that stuff.
No, this one's good, dude. It's good.
No, Costco and Sam's both do a fantastic job when it comes to the snacks. But I'm looking over at the fridge, gonna get some snackies and a little big old thing of trail mix. It was like the Chica variety of it all. She starts adding banana chips to it. She starts adding all these other things that are not in there.
God,
she comes up to me. I worked yesterday till 3 a.m. and because I'm gonna be out of the office Thursday and Friday, I really have to get all my work done. And so I was up till 3 a.m. and she comes by with me. She comes up to me like at 1 a.m. with a fruit cup. She goes, "Here for energy." And I was like, "Okay." She gave me mango. Yeah.
He's saying he works for a local granola company here in San Antonio. He goes, "Let me know where to send you some free product."
Oh, Jonathan, man, you gave me some of that a while back, and it was amazing. I have yet to find a granola that's as good as that one. Tell me the brand again, Jonathan C., because no lie, that was one hell of a granola. And it wasn't a
Best
granola
one.
bar. It was like a pack of granola to put on top of like yogurt or
Yeah.
just have as a snack. It's very good, Joe. Very good.
Yeah. We're gonna actually talk sports at some juncture here. So hold on,
Nah.
fellas. Hold on, fellas.
Hey, real fast, Joe. I just retweeted something,
Yeah.
and like Joe did over the weekend. Show the tweet I just put out there, Joe. It was done over the weekend, and it was
Let's
done
see.
by a council member named Jalen McKee Rodriguez. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jalen McKee Rodriguez represents District 2. That's the east side. And a comment that he made to somebody on Twitter, by the way, his @ is @ the loser teacher. He says, quote, to be honest, someone was talking about how, okay, there was a guy that tweeted at him. He goes, my guy, I can pinpoint the exact moment when only 3,700 votes got you into office and gave you the same power as mayor. How criminal is it that 3,700 votes out of 1.3 million gave you power to affect the whole city? That is criminal, my guy. That's what somebody tweeted at council member Rodriguez. His response back was, they're going back and forth about discussions about like, oh, he remembers him and all that stuff. And then Councilman McKee Rodriguez responds back with, to be honest, I don't think you can pinpoint where your forehead ends and your hairline begins. I don't think you can pinpoint a spot on your armpit that hasn't met with deodorant in weeks. I don't think you can pinpoint which tooth is fighting the hardest for its life, my guy. Heart emoji. So yeah, the guy trying to kill Project Marvel is a bigger dick than I am.
What's his name?
Jalen McKee Rodriguez.
God.
I posted it on Twitter. I just retweeted it. I was like, this is the guy that's trying to kill Project Marvel, and it is kind of funny because the guy got offended when someone pointed out the fact that
I see him.
3,700 votes got him into office. That's how a few people voted. That's how a few people vote on the east side when it comes to it all. I was like, and my comment was, wait, this is the guy on city council trying to kill Project Marvel?
There it is. There it is.
Peter Aguilar reaches out to us on our chat powered by P.F. Chang's Alcantara, says, yeah, he's a douchebag.
These are the people that they voted into office, man.
Yeah. So am I having issues? So people are reaching out to me saying that it sounds like my internet's down. It looks good to me on my end, Joe. Everything seems to be working on my end. Do you hear me well?
I hear you just fine. I don't know.
All right, let's keep going.
It might be their audio on their end.
So no more Project Marvel talk for a while. We're going to go ahead and shelve that for a while because, again, the vote's going to be the first week of November. By then, we'll be 2 weeks into the Spurs season. I want to hear some chants from the arena at the Frostbank Center of Fire Gina. The same way the Fire Nico Harrison joke things came out.
I don't know. They'll let us in the arena. We wear the 7-4, and on the back it says fire. Or not fire, but it says "Shut Up, Gina" shirts.
The "Shut Up, Gina" needs to be in the front, Joe.
Okay. And 7-4.
Shut up. I just think "Shut Up, Gina." Just shut up, Gina. Shut up, Gina. I think just says it all. I think that it'll attract attention.
Yeah.
And because you and I are big guys, it's like a billboard sign for us, you know. You can't get some flaco out there to go out there and wear a "Shut Up, Gina" shirt. They won't even see it, right? But it's prominently displayed on our chest and panza, Joe. "Shut Up, Gina" would get some noise, dude. I bet you we sell a crap ton of shirts, man. How that hasn't been made, I don't know.
Look at that. Jonathan C says, Joe, I will send you some free samples too. Just give me the Addy. I got you, bro. I'll reach out to you, man.
Oh, it was amazing, Joe. No lie, dude. No lie. It was pretty damn good.
I was going to say, it's probably all Spectrum Internet that's acting up, man. Everything's good on our end. It's not us.
Spectrum based in Houston. I'm not based in Houston. F Houston, but I win money in Houston. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys for a little bit. The NFL season gets going in 10 days for quote-unquote America's team. Micah Parsons no closer to a deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones come out and saying that he's not going to talk to Micah Parsons' agent, and that got me thinking, Joe. How is that a thing where he doesn't get fined for that? There's collective bargaining, right? Somewhere in the collective bargaining agreement, I'm sure there's somewhere in there that says that if he has an agent, you have to speak to the agent if that's what he wants. Now, if you have a player that goes rogue and doesn't want to talk, doesn't want to use the agent, I get that. If you want to, if there's a player that wants to go directly to the owner, and they're willing to work that out, that's their prerogative, right? But if a player has an agent and says, "Go talk to my agent," and the owner says, "No, I'm going to talk to you," how is that not in violation of the collective bargaining agreement that is set aside between the players and the owners?
There has to be something in there.
My next question is, how can the commissioner allow this? Like, at what point does Jerry Jones get fined?
Who knows, man? I mean, Jerry does Jerry things. It's like he can do whatever he wants to do because he's Jerry goddamn Jones. You watch that stupid Cowboys documentary. I mean, it was awful. I saw it, man. I'm a Cowboys fan. I like going down memory lane, but other than that, it was just like Jerry just doing Jerry things, and then the players talking about stuff that happened, behind the scenes and stuff. The cool one that I liked was the Michael Irvin debacle that happened. I don't know if you got that far into it, but Michael Irvin going through his trial, getting caught with cocaine and crack and all this stuff in his room when he was partying on his birthday, and it was a bad look, and he had to go to trial and whatnot. But after all this, and seeing everything that's unfolded here, even in the Cowboys documentary, the one thing that you can't fault Jerry for is wanting to stand by his favorite players, right? And that's the key, favorite players. Now, this rift that's going on right now between Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, it looks like it's going to be unrepairable because Jerry keeps on inserting his foot into his mouth. I don't really think that Jerry cares too much for Micah Parsons as a person, quite honestly, because if he did, he wouldn't keep going into the media and keep on voicing his discontent, saying things, in a roundabout way. And it's just making the issue that much more unbearable for Micah Parsons. Even if they gave him the money, why would he want to come back and play for this team if the owner's going to continue to berate him in the public eye?
So I like where you're going with that, Joe, because you're right. If they give him the money, it's like, well, here, now shut up, now go play.
Yeah.
But
shut up, boy, and go out there on the field. I'm paying you. Like, no, man.
But if Jerry Jones is going to belittle him,
yeah.
And when Jerry Jones brings up his injury history, when Jerry Jones brings up a lot of things that are quote unquote negative about Micah Parsons, who, by the way, was back-to-back years runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. He's not a scrub, Joe. Now, we can argue whether he shows up for big games or not. It's kind of hard to show up for big games when you're being triple-teamed.
Yeah.
Which is what they do, right? So it's what the opposing teams do. Double team, triple team Micah Parsons. That being said, you ruin his trade value if you talk shit about him. I mean, that is just basic common sense. That if you have two choices. You keep him or you let him go, right?
Yeah.
So if you keep him, you're going to pay him. If you let him go, what are you going to want to get? Maximum value for him. So by going out there and saying, man, this guy gets hurt a lot. This guy talks too much trash on his podcast. This guy doesn't pay attention to what we need to pay. So what are you doing with the trade value? What exactly are you doing with the trade value? I don't get it, Joe. And now reports are coming out saying that Micah Parsons has a back issue. Well, he hasn't been at practice. He hasn't been practicing. Where's this back issue coming from? That just sounds like nonsense to me. You know why I think it sounds like nonsense to me? Do I have to do the look both ways? Who's that guy again? Brian Windhorse?
Brian Windhorse. At least you fit in your square.
There you go. I suppose you can't be fined or suspended if you're injured, right? So if Micah Parsons is saying that he's hurt, you can't come after me. Can't come after my money, right? And then the reports coming out of Dallas are because training camp's over. The next 48 hours is when all the cuts are going to happen, right? All these players, Shiloh Sanders getting cut by the Buccaneers, for example. We'll talk about that in a moment. You're going to see that he's not ready for action. He's not ready. He hasn't been practicing. Yeah. So let's say that they do sign him today, Joe. They sign him over the weekend. How long is it going to take for him to get player ready? He's more susceptible to injury right now because he hasn't practiced. I know he's been at practice, but he hasn't been on pads. He hasn't been running. He hasn't been conditioning himself. It's a lost year for Micah Parson. So it's going to take him at least 6 to 7 weeks to get in shape. That's what training camp's for, right? Build up your stamina, build up your strength, lose some weight. Micah Parsons ain't ready yet, man.
You know why?
Crap show.
You know what? He is so unready that he decided to go ahead and take a nap or sleep during the final Cowboys preseason game. That's him preparing for the season.
It was a bad look, Joe. It was a bad look. He's been everywhere for that team. He's been taking part in meetings. He's been mentoring players. He's been doing all that stuff, but that was a bad look because it happened in front of all the cameras. Our chat is powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. We have a $5 super chat coming in from Greg Castanuela.
You can't say Castanuela.
Castanuela. There you go.
You're not puro enough, Mike.
Go ahead and read this one, sir.
He says, here is the first donation of the week. He goes, keep up the great work, fellas. Good luck in the 305, Mike. You know what? I'm feeling generous today. You know, just because Greg gave us a super chat to go ahead and start off our week, that deserves a grito. So which one are we doing? The old man, or we're going to do the one with the dog barking?
Let's do the dog barking one.
All right.
¡Viva México, cabrones!
And the barking dog walking away. By the way, we do have breaking news. It was also brought up to us by Rafa on our chat 3 minutes ago. If there's anything to say that maybe you can mend fences, maybe, just maybe, cooler heads would prevail. Micah Parson says he doesn't want to play for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Disrespected, all that stuff, right? Guess who else said he didn't want to play for his team? Terry McLaurin, star wide receiver for the Washington Commanders, said, I'm done with the Commanders. I don't want to go back to the Commanders. Adam Schefter of ESPN is reporting that he signed a 3-year extension worth $96 million. It's $32 million a year for Scary Terry to return. You could pay a receiver that when you have Jaden Daniels on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
That's
what did he say? I was just playing. I was just playing.
I still love you, though. I still love you, though.
I was just playing, man. And that money made me change my tune, you know?
Yeah. That's funny, Joe.
That's what's going to happen here, man. You watch. If Jerry pays Micah, he'll be like, oh, I love me some Jerry Jones, you know? They're going to show him smiling, signing that check with Jerry across the table. I'm like, come on, man. It's all part of the negotiations, you know? But Jerry can't go around berating him, man. Somebody's got to take Jerry to the side and be like, look, man, we went ahead and paid him. Let bygones be bygones. Move on, dude. But please, for the love of God, stop talking to the media about Micah, man. If you're going to talk about him, say good things about him. You just paid the brother. You know? Come on.
Joe, you know how mad I got as a Spurs fan when they had Greg Popovich still doing his thing. The oldest coach of all time.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oldest coach of all time was 70 years old. And he retired at 71. That was Hubie Brown, right? I said, you do not build a future around a 71-year-old man. He can stay for as long as he wants, right? And 75, 76 years old, you saw what happened to Pop, right?
That forced him. Unfortunately, the health complications forced him into retirement.
Right. Jerry Jones is 82. I bring up the Spurs because I was so frustrated with a 75-year-old man as head coach and, you know, part of the front office. I can imagine what it's like, Joe. Can't imagine what it's like to be the fan of your favorite football team that you followed from childbirth that has an 82-year-old senile, narcissistic man as GM.
Yeah.
And his fat ass clone of a son and Steven right behind him.
Look, we
Cowboys
got another incoming super chat.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And look at this one's for you, Mike.
says Sam Salina says, just remember who's been saying this whole time that this is all smoke when Micah signs his fat contract next week. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it because you got to get paid at some point, Joe.
Oh my God! Look, hand over fist, man. No lies detected on this one.
These dudes don't retire till they expire. Oh, I didn't even know it. I like it.
Damn.
What does Jerry Jones smell like? Money and oil.
You know what, man? And this is the funny thing. When you look at the Netflix documentary, Jerry Jones' kids were taken aback by their father wanting to buy a sports team, right? Like the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
And the daughter went on and said, she told the dad, she told Jerry right to his face, she goes, what do we know about running a professional sports team? Like, we don't have no experience. He goes, we don't know how to run it. Goes, neither do I. I don't know what I'm doing, but, we're going to figure it out. And lo and behold, the rest was history. He purchased the Cowboys, used almost all their money to go ahead and buy the team. It was an investment because I'm pretty sure he knew at some point in time, hey, they're going to win a Super Bowl or maybe multiple Super Bowls is what Jerry was thinking. Under his reign, the stock of the team will rise. Needless to say, they didn't go on to win as many Super Bowls as Jerry thought they would, but the stock of the team did rise, and they're very popular. One of the most popular teams in the NFL, and their merchandise sells like crazy. So Jerry, it was a sound investment for him. But that goes to show you he didn't have the experience. He never did, as being a GM. And the problem with Jerry is he still thinks he's still that guy that has no experience, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he's still running this team. He needed to move out of his own way and allow somebody else that knows what they're doing to run a team. That way they could have at least gone back and won multiple Super Bowls under Jerry's reign here as an owner. But that was not to be because Jerry does one thing that Jerry does so well. He can't seem to get out of his own damn way, Mike.
Well, it's narcissism. I mean, there's no other owner of an NFL franchise who's bought a team and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be GM. Even the most brash of billionaires. Think about like Mark Cuban with the Dallas Mavericks, right? Mark Cuban made $1 billion. Went from being a bartender to a billionaire over the course of like 10 years.
Oh, he made his money in the tech venue. They sold an algorithm. Basically, they were selling some software that would allow you to stream. It would allow you to stream audio, things of that nature, and they made a lot of money. Him and his partner. Yeah,
it was Major League Baseball. He had access to all of these radio broadcasting streams, put it all on one site. So when we see ESPN.com, when we see a one hub for all of your sports scores and all that, that was kind of created through Mark Cuban, who was living in Indiana, but he was a fan of his Pittsburgh teams. He wanted to be able to listen to Pittsburgh games. So he was buying rights to this and put it on the site. It was broadcast.com. He goes off right before the tech bubble bursted. He was one of the few who did this, Joe. Guess what he did? He sold. No. He sold when it was hot. Buy low, sell high. He sold when it was high. It was $1 billion. And he goes, wow, it's a lot of money. We'll never need any more than that. And he sold, and all the techs went boom, went bust. And he took that money. He bought the Mavericks. But you know what he didn't do? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't name himself the GM.
No.
Think about that. Mark Cuban, as immature as he was back in the day, as brash and as outspoken as he was, as controversial as he was, as much of a maverick as he was, as the owner of the Mavericks, he never did what Jerry did. Jerry bought the Cowboys and installed himself as GM. And the problem with that is the first thing he did was the right thing. He did two things right, Joe. He kicked Tom Landry's ass to the curb. That needed to happen, Joe. That needed to happen.
Jimmy Johnson.
The second best thing he did, he's got Jimmy Johnson come in and gave Jimmy Johnson the reign to a lot of things. Jimmy Johnson orchestrated the trade for Herschel Walker or Herschel Walker to Minnesota, got all those picks, got all those players, cut them all so that they could get compensatory picks. All of that stuff happened, Joe. And So Jerry Jones, early on, knowing nothing about sports, knowing nothing about how to run an NFL franchise, did the two things that were so right. Got three Super Bowls, and guess what, Joe? Thought he was the man. Thought he was the reason why. And it's
Then
been
he wet the
30
bed.
years. It's been 30 years since then.
Yeah, when you think you're the best GM out there, and consistently your team can't get back to the promised land, you can't keep players. You know, you're going through rebuilding phases. As a Cowboy fan, lifelong Cowboy fan, it's been hard to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and the team is embarrassing at times because when they have the opportunity to do something with the talent that they have on the field, they're just not able to capitalize.
You know what's been hard to watch, Joe? The son of a Cowboys legend, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son.
Oh, God. Shiloh?
Well, Shiloh got cut by the Buccaneers. He got into a fight yesterday with a tight end during a game. That tight end, dude, I don't know. You know what? For all the people out there who are saying that Shiloh Sanders shouldn't have thrown any punches, because that's what he did, right? So if you didn't watch that play, there was a tight end who, after a play, pushed Shiloh Sanders about 25 yards into the end zone. Like, the play was over. Just roughed him up. And I mean, he's like a foot taller than Shiloh Sanders, right? Almost. Pushes him all the way to the end zone. Shiloh Sanders goes and does a right-hand punch at his helmet. Sanders was the one who got ejected and then immediately got cut from the team. He was considered to be on the bubble of making the team, so it wasn't like he was going to be an automatic cut, but they cut him right away because apparently you can't lose your head that way. But what I'm saying, Joe, is I understand why Shiloh Sanders got upset. Because how is it that Shiloh Sanders was the one who got penalized, but the tight end didn't? Did you see that play, Joe? Because if not, I'll find it for you.
Let's find it. But the problem being is that there's two things that happen here. When somebody doesn't like you, even at work, right? And it's political, right? When it comes to the work environment. If you're not well liked and work wants to get rid of you, they're going to find ways to push you out, right?
Yeah. Joe, I just retweeted it, Joe.
Why couldn't the same thing be said for Shiloh Sanders? Maybe they didn't want to deal with the debacle that is Deion, right? Maybe they didn't want to deal with Shiloh's antics, because if he's doing this now, can you imagine what he's done during practice? Maybe he's a pariah in the locker room. Maybe they wanted him out. And this was, this is the avenue to do it.
Shiloh doesn't seem to be that guy, though, man. Shedeur is the one that seems to have a silver spoon in his mouth. But I just retweeted, Joe. He got pushed 20 yards into the end zone after the play ended.
Yeah.
And how is it that the tight end doesn't get penalized at all? I don't get it. Now, I understand being upset with Shedeur Sanders, but Shiloh Sanders seems to be the one that seems to be a little bit better about it all than anything else. Shiloh Sanders is now out with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There are some questions out there as to where he can go now. He was undrafted as a rookie. Some people think that the Saints would actually be. That's what the casinos are saying, that the Saints are probably the most likely candidate for him. Dallas Cowboys, though, Joe.
Nah, man.
Guess what they need help at, Joe? In the secondary.
Look at, there it is, Mike.
The play was over.
That's the tight end, Zach Davidson. Swing.
Okay. The play was over. The play was over. The play was over. And Shiloh Sanders is like, this guy won't get off of me. Handle of fist, tight end went to the whistle.
Got a different angle of it.
Tight end didn't go to the whistle. Tight end kept going 7 seconds after the whistle. The play was dead.
He probably just baiting him. He knew it was getting under his skin.
But do you know what he did afterwards? After Sanders got ejected from the game, he motioned over like too short. He did one of these gestures to show. That was courtesy of NBC Sports, by the way.
Yeah, I wanted to show what was going on. I don't think I was showing it here on the screen. But there's the picture. And there's the video. Once again here.
The play's dead. Everyone stopped playing. So don't say that he went to the whistle. He did it. The play
Yeah,
was dead.
Sanders.
And here's a different angle of it.
I don't think Shiloh Sanders did anything wrong.
Yeah, but they, like I said, Mike, they probably didn't want him there anyway. They're just looking at a way to get him out. So I mean, it is what it is on that end. Shiloh is moving on.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Shedeur Sanders, though, had an awful day. So the first preseason game, right, everyone came out of the woodwork like, Shedeur Sanders is the truth. We told you never should have gone in the 5th round. Now the conspiracy theories about what happened over the weekend. He goes out there for the Cleveland Browns, gets sacked 5 times, Joe.
Jeez.
3 for 6, sacked 5 times. But there are reports out there that he's going to make the team for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, this is how stupid of a team they are. Not only do they have Deshaun Watson on that team, right, who's injured, is not going to be playing this year. Joe Flacco, 40-year-old Joe Flacco is going to be quarterback. But they spent not only a 5th rounder on Shedeur Sanders, but they also spent a 3rd rounder on another quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. So they drafted 2 quarterbacks, Joe.
Yep.
And the idea is that how some teams go into a season with two quarterbacks only, maybe a 3rd stringer. Back in the day, the Cowboys as a 3rd stringer, they had Tony Romo. Back in the day, they had a 3rd stringer in Will Greer. So you go in with 2, maybe 3. The Browns, Joe, hold my beer. We're going in with 4 quarterbacks, according to reports coming out of Cleveland. 4 quarterbacks, 2 of them being rookies. Shedeur Sanders, though, do you think opposing defenses get excited to play him?
No.
Kind of like Caitlin Clark. You D up more for Caitlin Clark, right? Because all eyes are going to be on you. You don't think that the defenses look at Dylan Gabriel and go, that's just a rookie. But they look at Shedeur Sanders and see the name Sanders on the back and think to themselves, I'm going to go tag this guy. I think they do.
I think they get excited. They get excited to get one over on him to make him look bad.
Tony Ornalas reaches out to us and says the Browns cut the entire offensive line that was blocking for Sanders, and that's true. I mean, you give up 5 sacks, you're not very good. But the idea that they had it out for Sanders, that they did it on purpose, is stupid.
Yeah, the thing with the Browns, though, is that the Browns have an awful offensive line, and they have an awful offensive game. Their strength has never been that. Their strength has always been their defense. Now the Browns are a really good defensive team. The problem is they can't put points on the board. But now with Flacco, they have no quarterback. They have Flacco now, don't they? As their quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean the guy is, he's old. He's old and can't move.
Yeah,
he's
and
like
now
literally a sitting duck. He's a 6'6" sitting duck. But he's a sitting
this,
duck.
Mike. You just told me he's old. He can't move. The offensive line can't block. It doesn't look like it's going to bode well for him. A lot of ice baths in his future, Mike.
Why do you think people hate the Sanders family so much?
Because they've just been given the kind of born with the silver spoon in their mouth, given opportunities that other people don't have because of Daddy Dion,
Okay, so let me ask you that though, because we have a player in the Spurs whose father won 5 NBA championships in Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper seems to be more reserved than his dad. Now he was raised by his mom, so it's not like Ron Harper was there all day every day, right? But that being said, are you fearful of having a player, maybe even on the Spurs, that has the pedigree? Or is that a good thing? Like, look at the Mannings. We have Arch Manning going to UT, right? He has the pedigree of being the nephew of Eli and of Peyton Manning, right? He's the grandson of Archie Manning. How do you feel about pedigree within it, Joe? The Sanderses, the Harpers.
Here's the thing, though.
The Jameses.
The Mannings are cut from a different cloth when it comes to their pedigree. You're seeing Arch Manning, right? Now, he looks like he's going to break the mold. Mannings haven't really been known as runners, right?
Right.
But Arch can run, and he can throw. So he might just be the perfect storm, the unicorn there in the making, right? For
Right.
the Mannings, right? For the Mannings. Now you look at Sanders, the Sanders family, and beyond the pedigree of their daddy, when they go out there and given an opportunity to do something, they're all right. But are they NFL quality? That's yet to be, divulged here. Because you're seeing Shedeur, right? Shedeur Sanders, but he really hasn't done anything yet.
Right.
If he's given the opportunity, maybe Flacco goes down, injured, whatnot. They got nobody else on the team. They're gonna have to go with Shedeur, right? Go
Well,
out there. Let's see what you got.
I don't know. Do they go with Shedeur or do they go with Dylan Gabriel? Dylan Gabriel was a third-round draft pick. They drafted him as a quarterback above Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders might be the fourth stringer when it's all said and done.
I think he's gonna get his time in the context of the regular season here to do something, to shine. One, it's good for ratings, and two, you get to see what you got in the young man. Is he's going to be as good as advertised? I say no. And the same thing is going on with Shiloh. Look what happened with him, getting cut. Maybe another team picks him up. Maybe he makes a practice squad. But what does it tell you? They're just not as good as their dad. They're getting by on the name alone, not on the product that's out there on the field.
Now, the official depth chart right now of the Cleveland Browns, I'm looking at it right now, has Shedeur Sanders as the fourth quarterback on the team. Not even third string. Not the backup. Like, 3 quarterbacks would have to get hurt in order for Shedeur Sanders to get playing time at this point. Because they have right now as a starter Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett at number 2, but Kenny Pickett's hurt right now, so that's one of the players that's hurt. But they have Dylan Gabriel, who they got out of Oregon in the 3rd round. It's a good quarterback. He's a good
Anybody's
quarterback.
better than what Deshaun Watson. That brother's washed, bro. I don't think he's gonna sniff another field, man, as a QB. Not in the NFL.
He's one of those players where we'll always wonder what would have happened, what could have happened.
If the Cochinos hadn't caught up with them,
Right. I mean, Tiger Woods was never the same golfer. I know Tiger Woods ended up winning the Masters, in 2019?
What did they both have in common? Being Cochino?
Being Cochino. And when it was found out that they were Cochino, and for the whole thing about Tiger Woods became a Cochino because his dad died. Shut the hell up. That's stupid.
Mames, way. You were always this way.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to buy that, dude. Not going to buy that. You showed that we were powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera. It is Wednesday, every Wednesday over there. Happy hour from 3 to 6. Let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera.
Yeah. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
P.F. Chang's is amazing, but it's even better at the La Cantera location. Go tell Sean Quintero we said hi out there. He does a fantastic job running the place over there. P.F. Chang's La Cantera powers the chat, proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. Joe, we talked about the Shut Up Gina shirts, but right now we do have merch available. Show us how we can get some merch.
Yeah, if you all want to go ahead and get some merch, all you got to do is just go ahead and click on the QR code that you see here on the screen. It'll take you straight to our Fourth Wall store where you can go ahead and get the Area 210 shirt. You can get the Alamo City Podcast Network shirt. Both look great. I personally like the black color, but I know that people have brought the white and they've absolutely loved it. I know our good friend Fernandez, I sent him a shirt and he's absolutely loved the white color, and he's getting a lot of compliments in regards to it. People stop him and they'll be like, "What is that? I like it." He has to explain to him, "Oh, it's a podcast. Go and check it out." So if you want to go ahead and support us and wear the merch, just click on the QR code on your screen.
The Philadelphia Eagles pulled off 3 trades yesterday.
Yeah. Pierce.
I mean, look what happens to they won a Super Bowl, and what are they doing? Making moves. They got a 6th-rounder from the Green Bay Packers in exchange for offensive tackle Darian Kennard. They got offensive tackle Fred Johnson from the Jaguars in exchange for a 7th-round draft pick. And they traded for Sam Howell, the quarterback, and a 6th-round pick from the Vikings in exchange for a 2026 5th-round pick and 7th-round pick in 2027. Howell's that one guy that the women all adore, right? Women for many years were all about Jimmy G. Now they're about Sam Howell. That's like the new dude. But the guy looks like he's 35. He's like 22 and he looks 35. Hey, update. Joshua Cephas of UTSA did not make the Jacksonville Jaguars roster. He got hurt in a preseason game, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So he got cut, but got the designation injured reserve. Jacksonville now on the search. They were trying to go out for a trade with the Denver Broncos over the weekend. They're looking for a receiver, which means had he not gotten hurt in that preseason game against the Saints, he probably would have made the 53-man roster. But hope Joshua Cephas heals up and does what he can on the practice squad. I'm assuming he's going to be back on the practice squad for the Jaguars.
Yeah. One thing, speaking about UTSA, I got to get Mr. Starling on the show again so we can go ahead and talk about the upcoming UTSA season. It's going to be upon us already.
Yeah, we'll do it next week. Prepping for the game. Chica over here was buying UTSA gear so that she could wear it to the game, right? But she can't just wear a T-shirt. She's got to bedazzle that thing,
That has some bling to it.
Yeah, so she's like already game planning this whole thing. It's an adventure for her.
Her outfit.
What if I did this and this and this with boots? And I'm like,
And Mike's just going to go out there and wear a shirt or something and be like, all right, UTSA.
I'm going to be like, I would be so drunk with those games, man. Dude,
you got to go with what the diploma says.
Sorry for yawning, man. I was up till 3 a.m. working, and I got back up to work at 7. So, man, I am.
And you know what? Mike's the hardest working man in the game, and if you want to make more money, what do you got to do?
Got to give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I tell you what, man, this podcast has been sending me a lot of business, man. Been sending me a lot of business. I want to thank all the subscribers and listeners. I know that we have maybe about 20 people in the chat right now, but we had in our last podcast 460 viewers, right? So which means that for every person that is on the chat, there are about 25 others who are not.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. I find that to be very interesting. And they've been reaching out to me, calling me, DMing me, just saying, hey, can you help me with this and the other? I do everything from retirement accounts to life insurance, disability, long-term care. If you need help with auto or homeowners, whatever the case may be, me or my people can get that going. 210-508-0369. Been in business now for 20 years, man. Been licensed for 20 years. 210-508-0369. Joy-Con reaches out to us on our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and says, want to make more money? Play more bingo.
More bingo. We got to do a thing when you all come into town. Maybe that's a thing that we do when we all hang out together. We go and enjoy some bingo.
Mm-hmm. Now, the photo that I did not post, but I'll show it to you right now.
Yeah.
Holding the money, Joe. Holding the money. Make more money. I didn't post that one because that would have been an instant meme on Twitter.
Anyway, they're going to get it off the screen now.
All right, Joe, let's talk some pop culture.
All right, let's go ahead.
This is about a month old, Joe, but I've been watching these movies. I mentioned I watched The Departed. I watched No Country for Old Men the other day. Did you know that a few weeks ago, the New York Times released the 100 greatest movies, according to them, since the year 2000, which is basically the last 25 years?
Yeah.
Joe, I have never seen any. Oh, actually, no. I've seen I've seen 2 of the top 10. So let me name you the top 10. You want me to name you the top 10 or some of the interesting movies along the way? Because
interesting. Go ahead. Give us a top 10. Let us know.
Well, here's some that I found interesting, right? Like number 100 is Superbad.
Okay.
I find it interesting for them to put a comedy like that up there at 100, right? They had, according to the New York Times, what's it called? The Minority Report, number 94. Gladiator at 92. Lord of the Rings, 87. Anchorman at 85. Let's see here. Ocean's 11 at 71. Spotlight 66. Oppenheimer 65. Kill Bill 61. Whiplash 60. Uncut Gems 58. Borat, Joe, 53.
That's raunchy comedy, dude, but it's still funny.
Almost Famous at 47. Moneyball at 45. 44 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. American Sniper at 36. Bridesmaids at 32. The Departed at 31. Lost in Translation at 30. The Dark Knight at 28. The Wolf of Wall Street at 20. Brokeback Mountain at 17.
God.
Here, Mad Max Fury Road 11. Here's the top 10, Joe. How many did you watch of the top 10? At number 10, The Social Network.
Okay, I saw that one.
I
That
saw
was a
that
good one.
Oh, I've seen 3 of the top 10. Okay, number 9, Spirited Away.
I've seen that. Yeah.
I've never even heard of that one. Number 8, Get Out.
Okay. Seen
That's a
it.
good movie. Number 7, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Never seen that one.
Never even heard of it. Number 6, No Country for Old Men.
Seen it.
Number
good
5, Moonlight.
Nope.
Number 4, In the Mood for Love.
No, never seen it.
Number 3, There Will Be Blood.
Seen that one.
Number 2, Mulholland Drive.
Seen it.
And number 1, which I've seen like on Hulu available, Parasite.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That was a weird film, but it was good.
So those are the 100 or some of the 100 greatest movies of all time. I counted that I've watched 28 of them. If people are saying Spirited Away.
It's an anime. That's what Spirited Away is.
Okay. Mike Mario Cavasso says, Mike, I saw Brokeback Mountain when it came out, but departed yesterday. I've never seen Brokeback Mountain. All I know is that scene where he's like, I wish I could quit you. That's all I know about it because that was like the quotable scene, right? And I know, is it Michelle Williams from like the girl from, what was it, Dawson's
Dark
Creek?
Knight and all that. Yeah.
Dawson's Creek is in there. And then I remember also the spoofs of it, like Seth Rogen doing the whole thing on the motorcycle.
God.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain. I'm not saying that to be opposed to it. I just never seen it.
But if they had a puro list, it would be all the Ernest movies. Because I don't know what it is about the Mexican culture, man, but we all grew up watching the Ernest movies.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah. You start talking about, oh yeah, every Mexicano has seen an Ernest movie, bro.
That's
I
funny,
promise you.
dude.
I promise you.
I bet you Chica has too.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm gonna
It's
say-
a cultural thing.
What was the name of that actor? Was it?
I don't know. He got died already, but
Oh, I know.
force him out for Ernest, man.
Jim Varney. It stars Jim Varney. Died in 2000 at the age of 50.
Yeah. You know what I was going to talk about here? Look at this, dude. I know this is probably AI generated, but nonetheless, dude.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Look at this. Sleeper Spurs, of course. It says the Spurs are no longer just rebuilding. They're contenders in waiting. With the return of Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, alongside rising stars like Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. Analysts forecast a breakout season with the projected 43.5 wins and 22 nationally televised games. Playoff expectations are climbing.
Yeah.
No mames, way. No mames.
Why? I see no lies.
I don't know, man. It's just they still have a lot of growing to do.
No,
And
I
it's
think okay,
a lot
Joe,
of growing.
Joe, I'm gonna shoot back at you on this one here. This is the best team that they have fielded in 8 years, 8 years since Kawhi left. This is the best team since Kawhi left because you have an experienced, explosive point guard in De'Aaron Fox. You have the rookie of the year come back in Stephon Castle, the number 2 overall pick in Dylan Harper. All three of them, along with Devin Vassell. It's a loaded backcourt. You have the Toyota Corolla. You have the Corolla in Harrison Barnes. Wemby is getting better and better as the years go on. If he can stay healthy, Sohan in a contract year, spread the floor a little bit with Olynyk. You have a Cornet going in there at 7'4". I mean, the idea that 7'4" or 7'2" rather, Luke Cornet can be out there with Wemby at 7'4". That's 14 feet 6 inches of backcourt right there. If it's a 1-point game and the Spurs are playing defense, imagine trying out there Cornet, Sohan, Wemby, Castle, and Fox.
You just said it right there. Imagine having freaking Jeremy Sohan out there, and it's a 1-point game. And you need defense. You need defense. But what happens with Jeremy Sohan type of player in that crucial moment? If you foul that son bitch and you send him to the line and you're down by 1 point, he's going to make 1 or 2.
I'm not talking about that scenario, Joe. I'm talking about there's 10 seconds to go in the game. You're up 1. You're up 1. You need a stop. It doesn't matter if you get the.
They can't stop nobody, bro.
They've never played together, Joe. You can't say that.
Oh, man.
They haven't played together. This is the best team that they've had.
I'm still not sold on it. I'm still going with the Vegas odd makers, 43.5 wins. Okay. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to get you to the playoffs. I'm hoping that it is, because the expectation, again, as we've stated, is playoffs or bust for this team. There's no middle ground. You have, like you said, one of the best put together teams they've had in quite some time, right? You're going to have a good balance on the starting 5. Plus, you're going to have, in all likelihood, on paper, a good second unit, which they haven't had that luxury in quite some time. And you have some other key pieces here that are veteran players that know how to play. And I'm hoping that that mixture altogether will actually be enough to get them into the playoff, get them a playoff berth, where they can go ahead and say, you know what, if they can't get into the playoffs outright, at least give yourself an opportunity and get into the play-in. And then from there, it's up to you to go ahead and forge your own path, but the expectation should be this team is good enough to make the playoffs, not the play-in, but the playoffs.
It's
the one thing that I still have pushback against is that this is all going to ride on one single person, the generational person, generational talent, and that is Victor Wembanyama.
No one's saying that.
I am. To me,
you're the only one.
This is that. What I need to have a breakout year from Wemby, dude. I don't want to have no excuses this time as far as injuries or any of that. He couldn't help what happened to him last year. I totally understand that. But if you're a generational talent, act like it. Go out there, put this team on your back. Go out there and, you know what, make a name for yourself and show that you are the generational talent that everybody says you are. I want to see him go out there and say, you know what, I'm not only the best defensive player in the league, I am the best player in the league.
Well, he was the best defensive player in the league last year. Had he played?
No, but not only defensive, but the best player. I want to see him out there and be in that conversation.
He will be a top,
MVP.
He will be a top 10 player in the NBA this year, and he'll be doing it at 21. He will be. He's not alone. He's got an all-star in De'Aaron Fox out there. He has a rookie of the year with Stephon Castle. He's got Dylan Harper out there. And for those of you like all poo-pooing Kelly Olynyk last year averaged 11.6 rebounds and 4 assists.
Look, he's a solid role player, man.
He's a role player. I'm not saying he's going to star. I'm saying he's going to go out there for 18 minutes. He's going to get more run than you think. Get him out there for 15 to 18 minutes per game. Spread the floor a little bit, man. If you think the 5 starters are going to be playing 48 minutes, they're not. You got to have some other people out there. You got to have some shooters out there from time to time. And Olynyk knocks down threes, whether you like it or not. Is he a sexy player? No. Does he look like a complete scrub? Yeah. But is he a complete scrub? No. The Spurs have had a hard-on for Olynyk for about 10 years, and they finally got him.
And look at this, David Outwater saying, yep, there are pictures of Wemby at the gym at the Rock the other day. No, there's not. Those pictures that they've been showing you guys on social media are old pictures. They're not new. Those are old pictures that they're showing you all, trying to make you all believe Wemby's in the gym. F that, bro.
Timestamp it, baby. Timestamp it.
Foot in the gym in a while, man. Come on.
Nah, he's
Too
probably
busy,
back in
dude.
the
You
gym.
got other things to do. You got to be out there signing the footballs, or what do you call the little the soccer balls for the kids in Costa Rica and all that, bro.
Yeah.
He's playing soccer.
So Mario Cavazos, I believe, was the one who says, "Do you have any B tracks, rock B tracks that you like a lot?" Okay. So
Where's
B side that was it was 11:14. I saw that a few minutes ago. B side bangers, okay.
Okay.
Which, by the way, sounds odd, but B side bangers.
Oh God.
Look up the song "Apache Rose Peacock" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
It came from the Blood Sugar Sex Magic album back in 1992. I love Apache Rose Peacock. My girlfriend's Apache, so I played that song the other day, and she likes the word Apache being named in it. That's a good one. Joe, do you have any rock songs that you like that were on the B side?
Oh yeah, man. Smashing Pumpkins had a whole bunch of them. Pennies. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one.
I'll say on STP's Purple album. That's my favorite STP album. I'll go ahead and say would you consider Unglued to be a B track? I don't think it was a single. I'll go with Unglued. Very nice.
The Hanover Fist says playoffs are bust. So I'm telling y'all, man.
So someone is saying on here, I didn't see it. Tony O'Neill is saying, Joe, this is out to you. It didn't say Mike. Wasn't out there to say anybody. But on this chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, Tony O'Neill says, Joe, Michael Jordan didn't become the best all-around player until he was 25. Wemby's 21.
Leave
Joe,
Wemby alone.
No.
Alone. He's still learning. He's still young.
Robinson didn't step onto the court until he was 24, if I'm not mistaken.
When Robinson came into the game, he right away had an impact. Had the Spurs go from 20 wins to what? 50 wins in one season.
21 to 56. He was 24 years old, Joe. And
what has Wemby done?
Yeah, Duncan at 22. Dude, what? Okay, let me ask you this.
No.
Let me ask you this.
Do for the team.
Let me ask this.
What did Robinson do?
What did Duncan and Robinson do at the age of 19 and 20 in the NBA? I'll wait.
Hey, in the NBA, what happened?
They didn't do anything.
What happened?
They weren't even in there. They weren't there. And Wemby
what did
at 19 and 20.
He came and he had an immediate impact on his damn team. To the playoffs.
I asked the question. At 21 years old, what had they accomplished in the NBA? And the answer is nothing, because they didn't even play one game in the NBA at 21. But Wemby was already an all-star.
But I'm telling you, they had an immediate impact. Spurs fans' expectation when they have somebody that's a number one pick is what? They're going to have an immediate impact on the team. They're going to take you back to the promised land, much like what happened with David Robinson, much like what happened with Timmy Theodore Duncan. And Wemby got us, bro. Wemby got us.
To the point that was brought up, though, I mean, LeBron didn't dominate for 4 or 5 seasons.
The hell does that have to do with Wemby?
Everything.
They're telling you Wemby's a generational type player.
They said that about Jordan. They said that about LeBron. They said that about LeBron.
Wemby hasn't shown me a goddamn thing yet.
They said that about LeBron.
Show me something.
He's an all-star at 19, Joe. He's an
I'm
all-star
still
at
waiting
19.
for Wemby.
So also he wasn't an all-star at 20 years old?
I'm still waiting for Wemby to do something.
Joe, he wasn't going to be
all-star have to do? He's an all-star. Did the team make the playoffs, Mike?
He was an all-star.
Did they have a winning record?
Is it the same team as he has now?
They didn't have a winning record. What good does it do? You're in the all-star game? Great.
No, there's not one coach.
Great.
There's not one coach in the NBA, past, present, or in the past, or even now or in the future, that would have taken that team to the playoffs. Not one. Not one.
The talent. Why? Because the talent they had.
The talent they had sucks. So that's not Wemby's fault.
No lies detected.
Wemby didn't create the team.
But isn't it funny though how you have a better supporting cast, right? When Robinson came in, he took some scrubs and he turned that around. You know, when Tim Duncan came into the league, He made a splash right away, immediate impact. And then what happened? It took Tim Duncan to get the Spurs to the promised land, and what? Off to the races. They won their first championship, first NBA chip against the Knicks.
Yeah, that was also
Going on,
that was also a team that had David Robinson, Sean Elliott.
better
That was,
caliber.
that was a team that had veterans around them, all stars and future Hall of Famers.
It was
Or
the perfect
future Hall of
storm.
Famers.
Perfect storm. You know, I get that.
$2
But I'm
super
just
check
saying,
coming
you're
in.
generational. I want to see something out of you.
$2 super check coming in from Greg Castanuela.
Castanuela.
Says, leave Wemby alone. He's the pulse of the city. Spurs, Joe, I think I'm going to get off to a fast start this year.
No, bro.
7-3 to start the year.
No, not at all.
I'm looking at that schedule, Joe.
I will bet you $50 right now that they are not going to be 7-3. You heard it here. I'm making the bet with you. $50 bucks.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Give me 6-4.
6-4?
Yeah, Spurs. I win the bet, $50 bet. If there's, and I like bottle bets, Joe. So let's call it a bottle of Bullet for me and a bottle of whatever for you.
All right.
6-4, Joe. If they're 6-4 or better, I win the bet. If they're 5-5 and worse, you win the bet.
All right. Do it.
All right. We have witnesses, right? We have witnesses to this. I'll even tweet it out there, Joe.
It's going to be a rough start to the season, bro.
Well, let's take a look at the Spurs schedule to start the year. Maybe you're right. I mean, the Spurs are in a loaded conference, right?
Growing pains. Wemby ain't even been in the gym yet, bro. They're showing you that old picture from last season. Oh, he's in the gym. No, he's not.
All right, so here's how the Spurs start off the season. So let's see here. They have back-to-back games on the road to start off the season, right? So they've got games against the Dallas Mavericks on the road and the Pelicans to start the season, right? So that's 1-1 right there. They'll lose to the Mavericks. They'll beat the Pelicans. That's 1-1.
You sure they're going to beat the Pelicans?
I am. Then they've got a home game against the Nets, the Raptors, and the Heat. And then they have that. The Spurs are going to win 2 of those 3. They're 3-2.
Did you say easy money? Easy money?
Easy money. bet the house. Bet the rent. Bet the mortgage.
No.
Then they have road games against the Suns and the Lakers. They'll win one of those games. The Suns suck. Then they have home games against the Rockets and the Pelicans. They'll beat the Pelicans and 50-50 against the Rockets. And then they have a road game against the Bulls. Yeah, 6-4 incoming.
I know that bullet ride is going to taste really good going down, Mike.
Head of a fifth says, Spurs going to need a hot start to get that arena built. JB Bettis, which is out and says, easy W for Mike, easy dub. Greg says, I heard 7-3. But the bet is what, Joe? The bet is what? I am betting Joe Garcia on the Area 210 podcast that the Spurs will have a 6-4 or better record to start the season. And I want a bottle of Bullet. Joe, what's your bottle that you're going to take?
Oh, balcones. Baby blue.
Okay. I'm going to tweet this and I'm going to pin it, Joe. This is the bet to start the season because I believe in Los Spurs. I believe in Wemby, Fox, Castle, Harper.
No mames con pinche Wemby, bro.
And I'm also there with Sohan. I believe in you, Sohan. I believe in you. It's contract year. You better show up. Cornette, Olenek, Vassell and Keldon coming back. I'm just saying, Joe, I'm excited. So that's the bet. Yeah. Greg wants to know what's baby blue.
Balcones. I don't think you all ever heard of that. Balcones makes some good stuff,
whiskey.
Man.
It's whiskey, right?
Yes, sir. It's made. They call it baby blue because it's made out of blue corn.
Interesting.
It's some of the best, smoothest whiskey you've ever had, man. Once that touches your lips, you're gonna be like, "Damn, that's good."
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of it. That way y'all can see it, man. They sell it at Total Wine and More off of San Pedro, man. Here it is. There it is, dude. They call it baby blue because it's made out of blue corn.
Yeah, the sad thing is with this bet, Joe, you're going to be cheering for Spurs losses.
Oh, man. I'm not even going to cheer. I don't have to do much They just gonna put in Wemby, and I'm gonna let him do the rest. Go ahead, King. Do your thing. Show me that generational talent out there on the court. I want to see.
Cheetah reaching out, asking, what are your thoughts about David Jones-Garcia fight? So I don't know if you saw that, Joe. That was retweeted by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. Our David Jones-Garcia, who's now on a 2-way contract for the Spurs, was involved in a fight yesterday on the court. Not a good look. Not a good look. I'm looking it up. If you could try to find it on Jeff Garcia's account, I'll retweet on mine if I see it. But there was a fight going on between the two squads. Yeah, it was who was playing? It was like two different countries: Dominican Republic against Argentina. I have it right here. I just retweeted it.
Oh, I see it here.
A fight on the court. I have no idea which one's Jones Garcia. I'm assuming that he's in blue. I mean, the coaches got on there, was stopped by security.
They're just wilding, dude. Come on.
So Dominican Republic against Argentina. My question is, who was Manu cheering for in this fight?
Probably Argentina, dude.
So Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 posted that he had lunch at Sea Island yesterday, Joe.
Why?
What's your go-to for Sea Island?
Oh, I don't go to Sea Island, man.
Laguna Madre, man. I like going there for the burger, man.
Laguna Madre is pretty good, but you know what? The other place that's good is that Mambo Seafood, man. That's like puro Mexicano, you know? They have like spicy seafood and stuff like that. It's kind of like with the Mexican flair to it. That's pretty good, man. They have it just down the road from Sea Island here on 410. I think it used to be. It's at the old Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah, Sea Island got the good butter burger. I went to a seafood restaurant here in Conroe yesterday, and they have grilled chicken, right? I know they had blackened seafood. I looked at them and I said, "Hey, that grilled chicken, I know it's not on the menu, but can you blacken it?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do that." Dude, it was amazing. It was pretty damn good.
Look at Mario Cavazos. He says that he was fighting Luis Scola.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Scola to come to the Spurs, right?
God, dude, what a debacle that was. They had him, then they just let him go. He went to the Rockets. He was all discontented with the Spurs. He was mad they didn't bring him on the team.
I got tweeted out by Jeff Sheen. Remember Jeff Sheen?
Damn, it's a blast from the past, bro.
And Jeff Sheen from Ticket 760 back in the day. I retweeted the thing involving that council member who was talking trash to I don't know if he was a constituent or not, but he's one of the ones against Project Marvel. Jeff Sheen says when they go low, this dude dives headfirst into the mud and swims around like Scrooge McDuck in a gold coin vault.
Look at that. I didn't even know that. Jonathan C is saying they made a new Mambo's in front of the old Lucy's at Las Palmas.
What am I missing about Mambo's? What is that?
I think he's talking about Luby's. Mambo's is that Mexican seafood place I was telling you about. They used to have a brand new one that they built right around the corner from where I live, right? Just right here off of Loop 410, right next to like the IHOP and stuff. But they closed that one down immediately. We can't have nice things out here, man. I don't think a lot of people were going there, you know? But it was good food, man. It was a good price, and they had decent drinks.
What the hell is going to happen to that Las Palmas HEB when they put that $16 million worth of renovations? That thing's going to get tagged in how many days? What's the over under a number of days until that place gets tagged?
Oh, dude, it's going to get tagged before it's even built. They're going to tag that sucker, dude. Come on.
You know what they're going to have to do? They have to put murals out there so that people don't mess with the murals, right? That's the way you avoid getting tagged, right? Put up a nice mural.
Please, for the love of God, don't put another Spurs mural up there, man. They got enough for those that really seafood. Do something else for the cultura, for the gente.
They got to do a Luke Cornett, man. We don't have a Luke Cornett mural yet, man. A Kelly Olynyk mural, right?
Yeah, that's a thing, man. Like, I'm all for Spurs murals and stuff, but I've seen them all already, man. Like, do something different, you know? Do a different flair to it. Do something different, like a mashup, you know, Spurs, Dragon Ball Z, or Spurs and Star Wars, or Spurs and something, like mash it up. Do something different with it, you know? Just don't put the guy's likeness out there in a freaking Spurs jersey. That's been done before.
Yeah,
Think outside the box.
agreed. So tomorrow we're talking NFL. I think we should do our predictions tomorrow. Rumor has it that Jason Garcia will be on with us tomorrow to kind of preview the NFL season. We can't hijack it and talk about. I don't bore you guys with Saints talk because none of y'all care. We got to limit the Seahawks talk a little bit, just un poquito. Okay, it's a little bit.
Más.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, we want to have Jason on, but I also want to go ahead and bring some. You're not going to be here on Friday, right?
No.
I got to bring one. I think I'm going to get a guest going. I'm going to reach out to my boy, Cuts by Jones. I'm going to have Mr. Jones see if he can make it into the studio here on Friday and talk a little bit about Cowboys because the season's upon us, man.
Right. I might be able to make it for a segment for those days. Thursday, probably not, but Friday I can probably be on for a segment.
Can you imagine if they made a Spurs mural, Jesus mural, and they let everybody go in there and be like, you know what? If you wanted to face the mural, $5, go in there with the spray can and do something to it.
Everyone talking about my Saints. Having a 35-year-old rookie. He's like 27, man. Come on. He's like 27. Playing backup rugby, they said.
You know what? We also need to have Matt Gomez here, too. That'd be a good show to have Mr. Jones and also Matt Gomez. I'll reach out to you guys, see if we can bring you guys here in studio.
I'll reach out this week to Frank Harris, UTSA legend Frank Harris.
Yeah, see if you want to get Frank Harris. We got to get Johnny Walker on, man. I want to talk about UT football.
I'll put that on my to-do list, man. We'll talk some UT football. We have to get it all ramped up, right? Because college football starts next weekend. If I'm mistaken. The NFL season starts the Thursday after that. So exciting times to be had. Joe, let's call it a show. Got to get back to work. Again, my number is 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I've got 3 clients that I'm signing today, Joe. So I got to rest up, take a 10-minute nap, get back to work. 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I'm not taking a nap. I'm just joking. Joe, it was fun.
Yeah.
Go Spurs, go. Can't believe we have that bet in, Joe. I'm going to clip it. Man. Post it. I'm going to clip it and post it. We'll be back tomorrow, man. Hit the like button on the way out, man. Appreciate it, everybody.
See you boys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.
See ya.